Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My laptop. Yesterday I was uploading my snorkeling video that from 3 days ago, I guess. It was 3 days ago. I went snorkeling and went to three different areas: Manta Ray Bay, Crystal Bay, and I can't remember the name of the other one. It starts with a G, I think. Really cool area, but the my laptop, I think it was 60% uploaded, and it just, my phone is wiggling. Hold on. Okay. Anyway, it bricked. Won't turn on. I have the footage on an external drive, so I'll be able to upload it once I get back home. But it also means I had to cut my trip short. I am supposed to be doing a class on Thursday. Not sure if it's going to get postponed till the following week, just because there's such short notice for how it's getting advertised. So I don't think it starts to get advertised till the beginning of this week. If any of you guys are interested, it's the first class of 3 classes on self-mastery and how to walk a certain path to master yourself and understand more about ourselves and how we harm ourselves without even realizing it, right? The second class is about parasitic attachments. It's also, these classes are also very interactive. They're not me just sitting up there blabbing away, because I like to hear perspectives and the things that people have gone through. And if we ever try to believe that we've been victimized in some way, to try and reflect and maybe turn that around internally to realize that we are creating our own reality. And that's kind of the topic of this video. I got 1 day left here, so I leave tomorrow, and after this video I'm just gonna go relax. I'm just gonna go swim and lay on the beach because I haven't had enough beach time. I went out this morning and it's beautiful today. This is the clearest day I've had since I've been in Bali, and it's even clear in Bali. And you can see I've been taking pictures, and I'll probably upload pictures later, and maybe kind of make a montage of especially today because it's so beautiful. You can see the volcano, the Mount Batu, I think is the name of it, in Bali. It's crystal clear today, just a few little scattered clouds, where most of the time Bali is just shrouded in clouds and it's raining, underneath that. That's what creates the terraced rice fields. All that water coming out of the mountains and the rain that mountain range creates its own weather. This island, Nusa Lembongan, doesn't get near as much rain. It's still beautiful, but you can tell that there's just less rain here, and there's not really any kind of a river system here like there is in Bali, where if you're driving through Bali, you'll see rivers and streams everywhere. But this brings up the topic of good and evil and the understanding of that lower nature. If we believe that something is evil, then we believe that there's something that we need to protect ourselves from, or that we may be victim of, and then we have to protect ourselves. That's the story of Adam and Eve at the beginning of the Bible, and that's what pulls them out of the garden, right? Is that lower, being sold some kind of knowledge of lower nature. But there's always higher levels of understanding and ways that we can understand how we're creating our own reality. The book of Job, in my mind, does the best job of any book I've ever read of explaining that, but it does in such metaphorical terms that it's not easily understood, and there's a reason for that. That's why many people don't understand the book of Job very well. You'll notice that in that book that there's a devil, an adversary to God, and by the end of the book, and this is what creates Job's salvation, is God reveals himself as everything, even the Leviathan that consumes everything in the ocean. It's just a part of God that is a lower understanding of itself. And since Job is finally able to let go of the past and reconcile with the fact that he just was hard on himself and created his own misery, he's redeemed at the end of that book. This is kind of the burning bush moment for Moses. I've talked about this before on my channel. But just think about how nature works, right? Nature is in harmony with itself, and there's never anything out of order. When you look at the field or any large field, it doesn't matter how far out you go, there's always one point where everything comes from and goes back to the heart of that system. And so it can't be out of balance. It never will be. So anytime you create an adversary in your mind, you become out of balance or double-minded. That's why the double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, because he believes that, for one thing, he's separate from God, and that there's something out there that is his adversary, or something that is harming him. When in reality, even when people negatively project, which is a type of parasitic attachment, or a type of adversarial type mental energy, they harm themselves unless you create the same mental state, and then you create a feedback loop of karma between you and another person. It's really this is why Jesus taught unconditional love, and why he was the first one to really understand that and teach it in a way where, when before then was, other than Moses, there is a part in, I believe it's Exodus, where Moses comes face to face with himself before he goes up the mountain, and he's destroyed. The old Moses dies because he has to become something else, and that lower nature has to fall away in order for him to bring the law and guide those people in the desert, where it seemed like there was a desert, but there was always abundance around it. Manna falling from heaven, right? So yeah, there's so much going on in the world right now, and it's that battle. It's in each individual that's out there that's battling their lower nature, and it's all part of growth. The battle isn't evil, it's a part of growth. And then you can choose how to die. We can die by feeding on each other like animals, and you shorten your life expectancy quite considerably. Or you can look at it from a higher perspective and become at peace with yourself and no longer think negatively about the negative projections that are maybe being targeted towards you or targeted towards other people, between other people. That's just a part of the process. It kills you for a reason, right? It's supposed to kill you faster so that you learn those lessons and don't fall into those traps. Yeah. I myself, I can teach this, but all of us have been there, right? There isn't any one of us that haven't thought negatively about ourselves and then projected that onto other people, because we think that the parts of ourselves that are bad, right? Evil. And then we see what other people are doing. They're evil too. We're just all a bunch of sinners and blah, 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 right? The sinner is somebody that has not reconciled with themselves. That's all that means. And so you're pulling the past and the present all the time, and you can't get into a purely meditative state, right? Because there's something in your consciousness or your mind that keeps going and going and going. It's at war with the world around you, and it's really, you're just at war with yourself. I wanted to share this. I can talk about it, but unless you really travel that path of understanding that and sharing yourself with people without any fear of being ridiculed or how else can you do it? So love you guys. It's a simple message for today, and this is the only way that I can upload videos onto my YouTube channel with my phone here because my laptop is toast. But I'm gonna take some more GoPro footage today, I think, before I go. But none of those videos will come up at least until probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week. The time difference is it's 16 hours different between here and home. So it's, not exactly halfway around the globe, but pretty close. So my schedule gets just totally flipped upside down. Like the class on Thursday is 2 p.m. back home, but I think it's 5 a.m. here on the following day. So for those of you who are in other parts of the world, yeah, it just depends where you're at, right? It's 2 p.m. Pacific time, I believe. So I'm not going to put that link in this video just because I'm not sure if that is going to be, if we're going to start that on Thursday or not. And the first class is about who you are and what you are and what you are not. Too much of us fall into this idea of what we are not, and so we never really, since we don't know who we are, then we project a false image of ourselves onto each other, and that's where that lower nature comes from. So love you guys. It's a beautiful day today, as you can see, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hope you guys are having a beautiful week, and we'll see you later. Bye.